What's going on, guys? Gabe and Carter here from Item 9, and today we're going to go over all the cool stuff we saw at Gamescom opening night live, some stuff that we were excited for, surprised to get some reveals, and this was the first in-person event since 2019, so Jeff Keighley had to deliver. I was pleasantly surprised with this showcase of games.
Definitely.
I think we got a decent amount of gameplay, a lot of CG trailers, and of course some games that were leaked earlier in the week were then confirmed at the presentation. So of course one of those games being New Tales from the Borderland. And I know, Carter, you're a big fan of the series, and this time it's not being done by Telltale. So
so this time after everything that happened with Telltale, Gearbox decided to send this one over to Gearbox Quebec to handle it. So the New Tales from the Borderlands sees Fran, Octavio, and Anu, facing up against Tedior, which is the company with the talking guns that you throw when they explode and stuff. From the stories, that at least everything that I know from the lore, we don't know too much about them. So I'm excited to learn more about Tedior and see this adventure that they go on. I really like the characters so far. They seem kind of funny, goofy, like the same average, Gearbox characters. So I'm pretty amped to get introduced to them and, see how it connects to the rest of the Borderlands universe.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that they're bringing on a few lead writers and who worked at Telltale.
From Telltale, yeah. So they are bringing people from Telltale to work on it, so everything goes over smooth.
Yeah, and another game that's coming out closer to this holiday that I was pretty excited to see. This was one of the main games that I was looking forward to see was Callisto Protocol.
Oh yeah,
so,
definitely.
It was cool for them to show off some early next-gen gameplay footage. So
you were a bit concerned that
I was a little concerned.
It did look a bit choppy, but I did like how the combat, how it was like, it wasn't really easy to kill people, it felt like the enemies fought back a lot, which I really like in that style of horror game. I don't want to just be an easy kill. I want limited resources,
Exactly.
And I really like that kind of gravity gun where he pulls and pushes them.
Yeah, for me, coming away from seeing this gameplay, it's like a survival horror, but it's still got some of the cool mechanics of control in there, especially with this with the telekinesis kind of gun that you're working with. But overall, I mean, the game, it's really capturing the essence and the gameplay and the style of Dead Space. The game director on this, of course, was known for creating Dead Space. So, I mean, I'm really hoping that this game can deliver when it comes out in December. But of course, there are some new gameplay elements too. He was saying with the mutations and the physics and the animations for this game are looking really cool, especially when you see the tentacles come out and
over the chest and stuff.
Yeah, and they are
and right there he even
starting to mutate and then ripping his flesh off and whatnot. It just looks really cool, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from the gameplay so far. This is definitely something I can see myself picking up this holiday. This will hold me over a good chunk after God of War comes out. I'll be busy with Callisto Protocol in December. Again, this right there, that was just absolutely fantastic.
and then when he used the other guy and he held it in front of the bullets too, and I remember too when he killed the first guy, he ripped open his chest too, and the tentacles came out. Yeah. That's crazy. Some real Junji Ito stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, overall, man, I'm just really excited for that game. And then a few surprises that I wasn't expecting was it's kind of a reboot of this franchise, but Lords of the Fallen is the title that they've gone with this time. And so it's kind of like a Souls-like game, but it's getting a reboot for the PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series S. And it was a really long 3-minute
mostly
cinematic trailer with that I didn't know. It features a voiceover from Joseph Quinn, famous from playing Eddie Munson in the Stranger Things series.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just finding this out now. But I think that was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't play too much of Lords of the Fallen. I know
I didn't even heard
one of those
it.
games that was
definitely stuck out.
Yeah, one of those games that was on Games Pass or PlayStation PlayStation Plus or something like that. But I didn't end up picking it up. But I remember it being a very slept-on title, and it just having really decent campaign. And yeah, it's somewhat of a cult game for the people who are into Lords of the Fallen. But yeah, we got this trailer here. It's got these like guys with like nails in their head and this Witch King looking guy from Lord of the Rings almost. And yeah, it's they've definitely gone with a different, darker take on this reboot. But it's definitely looking like something that could be worth our time when it comes out, depending on if they decide to tweak the combat a little bit. But yeah, definitely something I want to keep on the radar for sure. And another game that was pretty cool that we got to see some footage of. I know you and I are both excited for Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
We know that it's been delayed, but they did show off a new trailer that shows what happens when you delve into the dark arts. And then that trailer, I don't know how I really felt about that trailer.
Think it's not ready yet?
It's not that I don't think it's ready. It's just I don't like the sort of linear dungeon crawling sort of aspect that they went for in that trailer.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah, you know, for me personally, I really like when they show the kind of open world stuff. And I really enjoyed when they were going around, flying around Hogsmeade and all that stuff. But yeah, this kind of dungeon gameplay, for me, it just didn't really do it for me. I just really want to explore this world as much as I can. And but it is cool that it's there, and there are these kind of more combat-y sections of the game where it's looking like it's delving heavily into dungeon and action and combat, whereas, you know, more of the other stuff was exploring. And yeah, I mean, it definitely, this game's got some potential. I'm excited for it. It's definitely one of the games I'm looking forward to. So February 10th, 2023, you can look for Hogwarts Legacy. This part at the end here, this part of the trailer, I just didn't look right to me.
Why?
I don't know, just like these textures look pretty meh. But anyways, was there anything else that you liked?
It's a small thing. Gotham Knights is already announced, but I did really like the trailer with Clayface and Harley Quinn. I really liked how they did Clayface and Harley Quinn. I'm definitely more excited about it now. I don't know too much about the Court of Owls, but I'm excited to learn about them. And
and it was also announced that it's going to be coming out 4 days early, and it's not even a pre-order bonus. So it was previously supposed to launch on October 25th, but it is now coming on October 21st, which is pretty sweet if you were looking forward to playing Gotham Knights. I'm definitely going to play it. I do like that there's more of a co-op sort of element to this one that we haven't seen in previous Arkham games. But yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I like what they're doing here. They're bringing in sort of the Rogues Gallery. You know, we've got Mr. Freeze here and Clayface and Harley Quinn. And yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm really looking forward to. There were some parts of, you know, Avengers that I did like. I mean, with the power system of the gear and how it makes you stronger, I did like that, and I do like what they're doing with the gear system in this game too, where it's gonna have different attributes. It's just a little extra layer there. I think works.
They just got to do it right, you know.
Yeah, they've got to do it right, because again, this is a multiplayer game, and they do want everybody to have some sort of a different experience. You know, they don't want it all to be similar for everybody. So I like that, and I'm excited to get my hands on this game. I'm a big fan of the Arkham franchise, and this game has been on my radar for quite some while. And I think the folks at WB Montreal are going to do an excellent job handling this title. So we'll just have to see when it comes out, October 21st. And yeah, you guys can keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited to dive more into the story for sure. I want to see more Court of Owls stuff. And then another game that that really stood out to me, and this game can go either way, was that that Dune, that crazy cinematic Dune trailer that we got, which was pretty impressive. Dune Awakening. So it's looking like it's going to be more focused on a Denis Villeneuve version of Dune that's been made popular by the new film that's come out. But overall, the trailer looked cool. It was just a cinematic. We saw one of those giant sandworms thingies, which was pretty intense. And then we got a look at, of course, Arrakis. And, I mean, the thing that really got me at the end, of course, being that...
Sand tunnel or whatever?
No. You see this amazing trailer, and then at the end, it's going to be a multiplayer.
MMO?
Yeah. So this is going to be a pretty big game. It's an open-world survival MMO. And, of course, it's being developed by the same team that did... the Conan Exiles game. So I didn't play Conan Exiles, but it's definitely something that's been on my list. I always look up reviews of Conan Exile, like, should you play Conan Exiles in 2022? I'm always looking at videos like that. So, I mean, this is definitely something that's piqued my interest. I really liked the new Dune films that have come out, so I really want to. Yeah, I really want to explore this universe as much as I can. How about you, Carter? How are you feeling about that? I know you're not the biggest MMO guy, so
yeah, I was pretty excited watching it at first, and then I seen they hit me with the MMO, and I was like, so depending on how it's executed, as long as like there's like separate servers and kind of thing, or like it's not too intruding, having everyone at the shared world,
Yeah.
But yeah, I might give it a try. I'm definitely gonna look at some reviews and some gameplay before I hop into it, but it might be good. I'm on the fence still, though.
Yeah. Again, we'll just have to see when it comes out, definitely, because that's the thing with survival MMOs. Like, I really do like to play them, but that's the thing, when they just don't work very well, it's easy to get bored of them very fast. I mean, I just recently wanted to play the game Raft. It's a survival MMO, and I tried it out on Steam, and it just wasn't for me, so I ended up returning it. But I'm very hopeful for Dune. I think this is definitely a world I could get lost in for a bit if it's done and executed properly. But moving on from that, I mean, this is a big one that you were very excited for, Lies of P.
I'm a big Souls guy, but I've never been into Souls-like games. So this is definitely like one of the first Souls-like that piqued my interest. It's called Lies of P. It's kind of like a mix between Bloodborne with Pinocchio. It's actually based on Pinocchio. So I'm pretty excited to see kind of like the lore and the story. I'm hoping it's like we're getting more story than an actual Souls game, because I want to know more how like it's actually connected to Pinocchio. And also I'm loving how the combat and the aesthetic and everything, how it's bringing me right back to Bloodborne. I'm just hoping that combat's nice and buttery smooth like From.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking at the aesthetic, it definitely looks like a Yarnum?
Yeah.
Yarnum? But yeah, it's got its cool little steampunk twist on things. I mean, this game really actually, seeing how it's set in this sort of fairy tale setting, it reminds me of Alice, Return to Madness, that game. I mean, we got a cool trailer here with cinematics, and then it kind of cuts into some gameplay, which, I was a big fan of. And overall, I think that Lies of P could potentially be a competitor to some of those.
That was Geppetto right there.
Yeah, competitor to some of those Souls games that people have come to love. It's just got a lot of crazy cool things going on, and I think that's really
have to nail the combat.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, I mean, the story, the setting, it's all very unique, and I think this is an interesting take on the genre for sure. We know that it's going to be coming out in sometime in 2023. So that's pretty neat, and definitely something we'll be keeping our eyes out for on the radar. Yeah, but I mean, for me, I will definitely be watching Carter play this game. As you know, I'm not the biggest Souls fan. But other than that, too, we saw some cool stuff from the new studios. Like I can't remember right off the top of my head, but it was the game Everywhere, and it had that really weird trailer.
Nobody even knows what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about.
Might be a racing game,
but it's coming at some point in 2023, and it had this weird, crazy trailer where it had like it switched up its like art style, and it ended up looking like a real full-fledged CG 3D trailer. But I don't know. It's supposed to be this like massive online like different world.
I heard it was supposed to like mend like game and reality. It's supposed to like blur the boundaries or whatever.
Yeah, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, we also got a cool announcement from Sony because we got that DualSense Edge. This is a pro controller of the DualSense, and it's going to be fully customizable, triggers and buttons and all that good stuff, joysticks as well. This is going to be a pretty premium controller, and if you're a fan of the Xbox Elite controller, I think this is right up your alley. Me personally, I don't think I really have the need for this. I think this is definitely great in terms of having a first-party controller for accessibility. I mean, you got all these different buttons and triggers and paddles that can be mapped to whatever you'd like. But I think that for me, it's going to be a hard pass because I know that's a premium controller. That's going to be
like $2.
$189 at least. I'm feeling
$2 of tax, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's cool that we got that little announcement there from Sony, and of course, something that I think we knew was kind of coming. But that was Dead Island 2. We got a cinematic trailer, followed by a gameplay trailer as well. Of course, Dead Island 2 being announced long ago, back in 2014. This has been something I think a lot of folks have been looking forward to. I mean, in that time that Dead Island 2 was announced, both Dying Light 1 and 2 were released.
Oh, the 1 came out after
Oh,
Dead
yeah,
Island
because
1?
it was developers from Dead Island did that. So, I mean, it looks, for the most part, it looks fun. I wasn't the biggest fan of I
wasn't
of the first game.
And I was really hyped from the very first trailer. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I'm being very adamant not to get hyped or anything, you know?
Yeah, but it was cool to see that there's still some life left in this game. I don't know how I feel about the trailer. It looks very
I like it.
I like it, but how much of it is actual gameplay? We just don't know at this point with the development of this game. But I think that it'll be cool to hop into Dead Island 2 once it comes out. If it ever comes out, you can definitely catch me playing this one. It looks cool.
Zombies.
It looks good.
And the graphics crazy.
Looks scary. It looks fun. It's got a whole bunch of weapon variety that we've come to love from the franchise. So hopefully there's no more delays or anything like that. We do know that it's coming February 3rd, 2023. So hopefully no more delays. We actually get our hands on this game because I think it's promised to be a very good time. And I mean, last but not least, I think for me the biggest thing was Hideo Kojima.
High on Life too.
Oh yeah, High on Life.
There was also a High on Life trailer. Yeah,
there's a High on Life trailer. But Hideo Kojima also announced that he was doing a podcast. So now Kojima's being a podcast guy. Yeah.
And he didn't say what about, but he said Jeff Keighley's going to be in one.
Yeah.
And it's in English and Japanese.
It's in English and Japanese, and it's going to be coming soon. I think they announced it today.
September, right?
Yeah. It's coming out September. They announced what it was called today, but I can't remember.
Brain something.
Yeah.
Brain structure.
Brain structure. You're right.
I'm
yeah.
like 90% sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Something structure was in there. But yeah, and then another thing that we were excited for was new High on Life.
We got
trailer.
a new High on Life trailer. We got a boss fight.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the boss was. It was the boss that was in the trailers that we got before, but it was definitely cool seeing how the talking gun and the talking knife / what is it, grappling hook. So we saw like a lot of they were in the middle of the acid pit, and you had to grapple up in the air. But it seemed a little bit repetitive. I was kind of worried about that, but I did like how the gameplay was looking and feeling, and I liked the comedy of the guns and everything. So maybe it's not too repetitive, you know?
Yeah, I'm hearing that there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in this game too. He said that Justin Roiland was saying that there's 4 full-length feature films in the game that are like fully like licensed.
What?
And then he says there are a bunch of animated shorts that are going to be in the game that you can watch, which is pretty cool. I mean, I think this game is definitely one of the most unique games. I really love the design of. I just really like the design.
Yeah,
what Justin Roiland's doing
or something.
His game Trover Saves the Universe is really funny, and I love the art style. This game just looks really unique, and I don't know if it's going to be released as a full price game, but I definitely can see myself picking this one up. But it's coming to Games Pass, so that's going to be the beauty of it, right? So there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be hopping into High on Life. There's also 25 minutes of gameplay that was released today.
For this one?
Yeah, so I'm going to definitely be checking that out after this. Yeah, but I think for us, for the most part, those were some of the biggest titles and reveals that we ended up seeing from Gamescom. Definitely some cool stuff. But what did you guys like? What did you guys think of the presentation overall? Let us know. Let us know what you're excited for. Are you guys going to be watching more of Gamescom this week? I think that there was the Future Game Show that happened today. Definitely talk about that on Up at 9 this week. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. And yeah, those were all the cool games we saw at Gamescom opening night live. And until next time, we'll see you all
later.
Later.